Now, if you are a woman, I want you to listen attentively and concentrate in this video, because I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that you are doing that can destroy your marriage. Now, this is not something I cooked up or from my imagination. It's something I have discussed with men, and they have brought it up that this is what their wives do that they do not like and they feel can destroy their marriage. These simple things as they might look have destroyed marriages, and so you do not want your marriage to be part of that. So I would advise that you watch this video to the end and listen attentively. I also like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know, do you actually believe that these things are strong enough to destroy marriages? Have you been doing this thing in the past? How did they affect your marriage? I would just like to hear from you. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. One thing about men is that they have a very big ego. The man's ego is very, like, very big, very strong. They do not like to be compared to other people. So one thing that women are doing that can destroy their marriage is by comparing their husbands to men outside. Now, it's very easy to admire somebody. You see somebody, you like a trait in that person, you admire it. Especially if it's someone that is close to you, a pastor, a friend, a colleague, a celebrity, a role model, because that is the side of them that they are showing you. But guess what? You do not know the dark side of them, of the bad parts of them. So it's very wrong for you to see these good qualities in this men and bring them home and start comparing your husband to them and saying things like, oh, so does this for his wife. Or can't you see the way this person takes care of his wife? Why don't you do that? Why don't you be like that person? That is wrong. It is a no. If you are doing that, you need to stop, because what you are trying to do is you are trying to damage the mental health and the ego of that man. He starts seeing himself as inferior to that person, and he starts seeing himself that, oh, it's like you prefer that person to me, even though you may not mean it that way. But comparing them, there are other ways to go about it. For example, you can say these qualities that you want without mentioning the name of that person, or saying it in a subtle way so that it doesn't look like you are comparing. Don't do that. It's very wrong and it can affect a man's ego, and it can also destroy your marriage. Instead, look at good qualities that your husband has and celebrate those good qualities in him. Now, those men that you are comparing him with, are you also comparing the bad qualities that they have with his own bad qualities? Sometimes these men, they are just showing you the part that they want you to see. There is more to it. So yes, it's good to admire, but take in cognizance this other that people say that, oh, my mates are billionaires. What about my mates that are in the mortuary? You do not compare yourself to them. So why compare your husband to people outside? Now, this is something that women do unconsciously. I'm not trying to defend them, but I feel it's something that they do not really know that they are doing it. Now, life is ethic, especially when you have kids. It's ethic. You are going to work, you are coming back, you are taking care of your kids, you are taking care of your home, and a lot of, a lot of things put together. So what is very common in this part of the world is that women try and get help, and most times they usually get housemates, women that come in to help them in their home. But the mistake here is when you leave the care of your husband to housemates. Now, what do I mean by leaving the care of your husband? I mean that the preparation, the serving, and everything that involves the food of your husband, when you leave it to the care of your housemate. Now, your mate can cook the food. Especially if the maid is even cooking for everybody in the house. But at least be involved in the serving, Be involved in the, you know, staying with him while he's eating. Do not leave your husband and go inside. And most times you find out that these women, what they're even doing is maybe social media. They're just checking up on social media. They're really not even resting most times. So why would you leave the total care of your husband? If you are leaving that care, I'm assuming that you will not be offended if that maid starts servicing your husband. So be involved in the care of your husband, especially when it comes to emotional things. Be there for him to tell you how his day was. Be there to gist with your husband. Be there to help him pick out his shirt, pick out his tie, his clothing for the day. Assist with his laundry if that is what you do. And if you don't do that, at least assist to take it to the dry cleaner. If you don't even do that at all, but just be present in his care. I feel that's what men want. Now this is not me talking, because I understand how, ethic can be, but like I said, I try and consulted men, and this is what they said that they do not like that women are doing. So total care of your husband, giving it to the maid, is something men do not want. So don't do it. No, 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 don't do it. If you have seen a marriage where they have not fought, I don't feel that is marriage. That is acting. They are like acting a film or a movie or something. Because real marriages, there are always going to be quarrels here and there. You guys are going to fight. You're going to fight about the little of things. You're going to fight about things that don't even make sense. To you it may not make sense. To that person, it's a whole big deal. But how do you resolve this conflict? Is it by taking your matter to an external party? Now, this is another thing that men do not like. When we have quarrels and we now go and report to people outside without trashing the issue first with the man. I feel that is the problem. It's not really that because you took the matter to go and meet a family member. It could be your dad, your mom, or even his parents, or his siblings, or a pastor, or a godfather, a mentor, or something like that. But I feel the real issue here is when you do not discuss with this man first. Give him hints. Oh, you do not see my view. Okay, I'm going to speak to this person to discuss with you. At least it doesn't come as a shock to him when somebody now starts calling him, because the impression they get is that it's like you are going to go and discuss my matter with everybody. Like anybody you just see, you start discussing my matter with them. Because there's some of the things that we even fight about as couples, they are not things that we are proud of. Imagine fighting about where you pressed the toothpaste from, and it escalated, and you now go and report somebody to somebody that he looks up to. That man is just going to be, oh God, what has this woman done to me? Like all my matter, things we are supposed to have resolved by ourselves, why do you go and take it outside? So women, before you take that issue to go and meet somebody outside, make sure you have discussed it. Now, if the issue did not, you didn't get a resolution within your marriage, I feel that is when you can now go outside to discuss. But first, tell the man. Don't allow it to come as a shock to him. It can really damage, his spirit. Women, we are sitting comfortable on this table. Like this is our specialty. But men do not like it. So I'm going to talk about the issue of nagging. Now, what does it mean to even nag? Because some people are doing it and they don't know that they are doing it. Nagging is when you continue to repeat the same issue, like over and over. So I can just sit down and say, that's how you did this yesterday to me. You are not thinking. You are not doing this. You did it last week. You did it this week. Now you are doing it. And you begin to repeat the same thing that he has done. What happened to forgive and forget? It's not that easy. But when you continue to repeat what a man has done over and over again, that is what is called nagging. Now, nagging, it's a woman's way of just throwing out her frustration at the issue. I don't feel women do this on purpose, but because men have said that they do not like it, I feel it's something that we should discuss. So, are there better ways of communicating? I think yes. So, what about not trying to argue or not trying to say your mind in the heat of the moment. What about waiting to when everything has died down? So you can wait if the quarrel or whatever they did to you happened in the morning. What about you wait till evening? At least allow your mind to have calmed down, allow your husband's mind to have calm down. Then you sit down together and you discuss, this is what you did to me. I did not like it. That way you will not be nagging, you will not be throwing out your frustration, you will not, it's the likelihood of you to start shouting or getting angry will be reduced. Your mind could have softened. Then you communicate about it. You say, okay, this is what you did, I do not like it. He says, this is what you did also, I do not like it. Then you apologize to each other and the matter is over. But you do not resolve the issue in the morning. In the evening, you did not resolve it. The next day, you now start talking about it. That's how men are. That's how these people do. This is what you did to me. I will never forget it. Oh, you did it in January. I told you about it. You did it in March. You also did it in May. That's nagging, and the man is not even listening. The man can't hear you. He cannot hear you through what you are saying. So please communicate better, and I feel our marriages are going to be better for it. Now, the last but not the least thing I'm going to be talking about, I'm sitting comfortable on this table because I've done it before. I'm not proud of my actions though, but I know I've done it before. And it is using sex as a weapon when you have quarrels. So let me quickly tell you my story. So I think I wanted to go for an outing. If you check my other videos, you see that I go out a lot. I like exploring Lagos and environments around me. So we planned a trip somewhere, and my husband kept postponing. He kept saying, "We'll go next week. Next week will come. We'll say, oh, I have something to do. I'm sorry, I can't go." He kept postponing the dates. And one day I was just tired, like I'd had it enough. And I just said, if we do not go to where we are going to tomorrow, no sex for you. It was just as simple as that. And I even said it like in a joking matter, but I enforced it. Sha. And he thought it was a joke. Nothing that night though. I went to another room to sleep. The next morning, I woke up and normal me now, I was doing my normal self. But I woke up to a very hostile man. Like, he became so hostile. He wasn't talking well. What will you eat? He did not answer me. I was just confused. Like, I had even forgotten what I even said or what I even did. And this thing went on for like 2 days until I tried to press him and what happened? Like, why are you behaving like this? And he opened up and he said, do you know what it means to deny a man of sex? I'm like, is it food? Like, why are you angry? Just 2 days, you're already angry. Oga, calm down, Jerry. And I really saw the pain in his eyes. I'm like, because I'm not like other men, I don't have the luxury of going outside. If it's another man, they could have gone outside and, check out other people. But I can't do that. And that's why you're punishing me for this. And it really now dawned on me like, do not do that. Don't do that. It really hurts a man when you use sex as a weapon, because sex for a man is not just it's not a routine, it's not something it's like a physical need. It's not like how you eat food to survive. That's the way it is to a married man. He needs sex to survive. For his head to be mentally okay, he needs sex. So women can do without sex for months. I know some people that they can do without sex for 1 year. Nothing will happen to them. But for a man, except except some special circumstances, it really is like food to them. So now using that as a weapon against him, it's like starving him. And it's really going to hurt his emotions. So the men have said it, they've told me, and I'm here to tell you also, as a woman, do not use sex as a weapon when you are current. There are other things you can use. You can, if like don't even give you food, it doesn't matter to you. Don't talk to me for 1 week, it doesn't matter. But using sex, so I really want to hear your comments or your thoughts rather in the comment section. What do you think about this issue? Using sex as a weapon. What are your views on it? But the men have spoken, so we have to deliberately watch our ways. Do not use it. Use other things. Use other things, but do not use that. All right, guys. So these are the 5 things that women do that can destroy their marriages. Now, the thought of marriage, according to God, was for it to last. You're supposed to use each other till death do you part. That's why you take those vows. So, marriage is not easy. I must confess, it is really not easy. You have to put in work, you have to put in effort to ensure that your marriage works, to ensure that your marriage lasts. Now, all this is not absolute. You may be doing all these things and your marriage will still have hiccups here and there. That's why you need to also pray. Prayer is the key. Prayer, you need to commit your marriage into the hands of God. You need to pray against strange women that are out there trying to snatch your husband and things like that. And you also need to do your own part. So I did a video about the art of love making, because like we have discussed, sex is a big issue for men. So you might want to watch that video. And I'm also doing this as a series, so my next 3 videos are also going to be on marriage. So please watch and please interact with the video. Comment. I want to hear your thoughts. We're talking about marriage. People are married, so discuss these things. Don't be shy to talk about issues that are affecting your marriage, because if we do not talk about it, then we'll feel that everything is going on well, and statistics is not agreeing with us, because the rate of divorce is on the increase, the rate of separation is on the increase. So we need to make conscious effort and do things the right way. So that's why I've thought to share these things with you guys. And I hope you have learned 1 or 2 things. If you are shy to talk in the comment section, you can send an email to me personally. My email is in my description box. I would like to hear from you. All right, guys, till my next video on marriage, stay prayerful, be good, put in that effort, and God is going to help your marriage. All right, bye, guys. Mwah.